What is up, guys and gals, and welcome back to Ash of Gods. I decided to give this one another spin, another little follow-up episode on our preview, because frankly, I like the game a lot. I think the writing is not quite, so I think the obvious corollary you can draw with this game is the Banner Saga, because both games seem like they're made in a very similar engine with a very similar art style. Like, I think that this game uses a bit more detail than Banner Saga does. Banner Saga uses a lot more thick lines and a lot more inking, but this game's art style is a tad more detailed, but the combat is fairly similar between the two, i.e., but it manages to distinguish itself. So instead of having a defensive stat, like an armor stat that you've got to whittle your way through, you're constantly given the choice, like, do I want to work this guy's health over, or do I want to work his stamina? And so the games are distinct, but similar. It's very, very rare that two games can be so similar and yet distinct at the same time, and I wanted to get a little bit further in and see how that goes. So we got a little bit of XP after our last combat. We were attacked by brigands in an alley, and we've got 1,000 gold. They've apparently had a very good day at briganding and brigandizing. So let's go ahead. Their thuggery has worked out for them. I'm glad, man. Everybody needs to come up. You run into the house and find the living room covered in blood. Old Tenor, your housekeeper, stands at the door trembling all over. His daughter Kina, your maid, lies motionless on the floor. Just beside her is your wife, Leaky. What happened here? Gleda is trying to say something but can't speak through suffocating sobs. You use all of your willpower to retain composure, even managing to say something while your nails cut deeply into your palms. The veins in your fist are about to burst and your teeth are about to shatter from the grinding. Gleda is stroking her mother's hair and whispering something into her ear. You briefly consider ending your own life, but your daughter needs protection. She resembles your wife so strongly. You slowly turn to the servant. He's saying something. Such a calamity has befallen us. Grief. First Leaky and Kina screamed in pain, then my daughter seemed to lose her mind. She went at Mistress Leaky with a knife. Mistress defended herself, but then... Tenor, go and saddle the horses. Every one of us is suffering, but at least we're still alive. To remain alive, we have to leave the town. This is one of those moments for focus. Like, there's time for grieving, but with everything going on, the more time you spend just dwelling on the situation, the better your chances of not making it out alive. And frankly, as the head of a household personally, it would hurt, but you grieve when you get your daughter out of the situation. You know, your wife is gone and there's nothing you can do for her right now, and getting your daughter out of here is the next best thing you can do. I don't know, man. It would hurt. It would hurt a lot, but you gotta muscle through. Of course, Master. I'll do it. Gleda, remember to pack Mother's jewelry box and take the money from the nook in my room. Hurry. You move a strand of your wife's hair and notice something odd. A black-blue mark, like an ulcer on the nape of her neck. The surrounding skin is swollen as if burnt. Gleda also notices it and backs away, a look of terror on her suddenly pale face. This is right out of an ancient manuscript. The same thing happened 700 years ago. A pain pierces your neck and then it grows into a fiery noose. It strangles you till you die in terrible agony. This infection is what they called the reaping. Oh, Dad, the back of my neck's burning. Let me see. Oh, damn it, you have the same mark. Have a look. Do I have it as well? Nothing. How can it be? Why did the plague spare me? I don't believe in luck. There's got to be some kind of protection, but what is it? The manuscript about the reaping I read mentions several special stones. The Strix is like the one in your pendant. Maybe that's why the monster in the square took interest in it. You take off your captain's insignia and put it around your daughter's neck. She nods and you pull her into your embrace. You exit the front yard and take a look around. No, you shouldn't bury Leaky here. It'd be better to do it in the back. Gleda follows you. Take Tenor and bring the bodies in here, you tell her. Be quick. Our time is short. Just wrap them in something, all right? When you're done digging, your hands are shaking, but not with tiredness. Tenor buries his face in his hands, and Gleda is a shadow of her former self. You realize that if you stop and stand still, the pain will drown you. You get out of the freshly dug grave and pick up Leaky's body. You lay out Kina's body beside her mistress. They used to play together as children. You take up the shovel. Gleda is petrified, and Tenor mumbles one of the temple anthems. You wonder what he's asking the gods to do for his daughter. Aren't his woes all the same to her now? You throw the last handful of earth onto the grave and toss the shovel aside. You feel as if you were on the edge of a cliff. Your wife is no more, and her body is not in your warm embrace, but in the cold clutches of death. For some reason, you are still alive. Gleda walks up and hugs you, pulling you back from the precipice, just like when you met the Reaper. You went to the house and see that Tenor has packed your things, but is not in a rush to leave. What's keeping you, Tenor? Tenor makes a helpless gesture. Forgive me, Master Brennan, but I'm not coming. I must remain by my daughter's side, and I will look after the house for as long as I live. You've been an excellent servant. His expression softens. You have been a model husband for Mistress Leaky, no matter what her father, Count Victi, said. So there's the gate. Somebody's knocking on the gate with brute force. Oh, Jesus. Gletta loads up the horse, weeping over the tack. Oh, Mother. How are we going to live with... Sorry, I don't say the word mommy. I'm a grown-ass man. Grown-ass man don't say the word mommy. It's just... You put your arms around your daughter as she presses her tear-streaked face to her chest. It's over for Leaky, my dear, but for you and Mact, it's not. Remember this, and however much it hurts. Gletta nods and tries to steel herself. No longer crying, she starts strapping the saddlebags. It's not over for you either, Dad. No matter what you think. I'm almost ready. I need to strap this package of Ras scrolls. Maybe I'll have a chance to return them. It pains you to look at your daughter, whose every gesture reminds you of your wife. You clench your teeth and carry on. There's no time to lose. Help her fasten down the package. Gletta buries her face in your shoulder. Thank you. Mama's dead, and we've got to run from the reaping, and I can't stop fussing with the package. It's Captain Krieger. He's got Fist, the guard from the northern gate, as well as 4 lads from his regiment with him. What do we do? Lead him in before he destroys the gate. Gletta, shut the stable doors for now, just in case. Damnation, quickly! Bring in the horses. Thorn! Is your old servant completely deaf? I bashed my knuckles raw knocking on your bloody gate. Don't you know what's going on in the town? Pipe down. I do know. Tenor's just lost his daughter. Understand? And I've lost my wife. Curse this damn town. Leaky. No fucking way. I'm sorry, pal. Really sorry. Damn me if I hurt your feelings or, something. You'll die like a dog, so don't worry about it. We're all gonna at this rate. What happened to you? When the monster entered the town, everybody went berserk. Have you seen the sign it left on the gate? What do we do now? I wanted to ask the burgomaster, but didn't think I could make it through. Besides, I have the boys with me. Hey, you pansies, come here. You alright? Looks like you didn't shit your pants, so take care of the horses while we figure something out. Brett, you lounging about? Just coming to my senses and thinking what to do. Well, what can you do against a Reaper? It came after me, you'll see. It knows where I'm hiding, it's gonna find me again. It came after all of us, knucklehead. You think you're special or something? If God's forbid it comes back, it'll be for all of our heads. Thorn, I think we need to leave, now. We can't run or hide, death is in the air. Listen to me, boy. Don't you ever let your fear wag your tongue for you. Curb it. If you want to die, do it, but don't drag others into it. See, that's on some man knowledge right there. That's the old warrior versus the new warrior. Hey, Sop. Quit trailing Hode like a puppy. Go tighten the straps on your horse. You remembered me. Get this nanny off me. At any rate, he'll soon be holding my member while I take a leak. Let him look after, Gletta. Why not? But Hode, aren't we, buddies? Don't you see what's happening, Albius? Don't drag Gletta into this. I worry about you. Oh, on. Right out of here. I need you like I need a hole in the head, and if you want to look after me, do it from far away. That's what distress does to men. You look as stiff as a dick in the bathhouse, Sop. Don't worry. He'll cool off and you'll be best buddies again. Thorn, what else did you want to ask the lad? Why are you staring at the gate? Well, I mean, it's a really nice sturdy gate. We could just stay here and wait for the mess to clear up. Let's not ford Shit Creek. We're already knee-high in it, Sop. When do you think this gate's gonna stop? The monster or maybe the plague? What's next? Crawling under a blanket? I mean, will it help? I want to do the right thing, and like, what if those madmen come to their senses? Then it's all hunky-dory. Why the sour look? Should I sing and dance? There's no fort. We gotta move to Ursus. The walls are higher, and Jaren and armies nearby. The king himself is there, and more food. All you care about is stuffing your face. If the entire German army loses its marbles like the Albius Guards, Ursa's gonna be good for nothing.
Wow, I mean, the madness hasn't afflicted us, so there must be somebody sane in Ursus. Let him deal with the craziness.
Alright, enough talk. Look at Sop rambling. Usually he's too busy chewing. He probably thought we'd be hiding in a tavern.
If you could hide from this nastiness in a tavern, I'd be there already. Krieger, we gotta do something. We didn't join Thorn Brennan's company by accident, did we? I mean, no disrespect, Captain.
Respect my decisions, then. First, we need to get out of town and ride to the nearest men here to get rid of the plague. We'll see where to go from there. Alright, so let's push out. Forget about trouble, Krieger. The Burgomaster's dead. We're sailing up Shit Creek. So, what do you want to do now? Well, wash the shit stains and run. What's the sign on the gate? Actually, check the back of everyone's neck. The plague leaves a distinctive mark. Yeah, we figured that one out already. None of the lads have the marks. I personally checked. Townsfolk have been clutching their necks in pain, though. The gods spared us from this plight. Without them, we'd be squirming on the ground. We should be grateful. You invoke the gods, but they have nothing to do with it, confound them. We've got Strixes to help us. What do you have, Fisk? What do you mean? I have a spear and my armor, though I admit they aren't the best. Perhaps I'm not making myself clear. Bit slow on the uptake, are you? I'll say it again slowly. Strixes protect you from the plague. Krieger and I have our captain's insignia with Strixes. These lads have earrings with flecks of the stone. Where is yours? I've got a small one in this pin. Used to be my mother's. I've kept it in her memory, but I don't wear it. So she protects you even after death. Well, pray to your dead mother, Fisk, rather than to the gods. So what's the sign on the gate? How should I know? I was standing guard by the northern gate with Fisk. May the gods punish him with sobriety, and suddenly a monster appeared. I heard of this creature. Temple records refer to them as reapers, because they come during the reaping. They don't really look like monsters. Sometimes they appear to be human. They call themselves the Umbra, but there's only a passing mention of them in the chronicles. I haven't the foggiest idea what that was, and frankly, I don't give a shit. I know what I saw. It was scary enough to shit your pants, and many did, in fact. All of them fell to the ground at the bare minimum. Monster drew some kind of mark on the gate, and then it let out a screech. Reaper said that the gate was sealed and that everybody should prepare to die. It said so in the temple tongue, and then in the Frisian. Now, will you shut up, wise ass? You've been going on and on. What are you planning to do, talk your foes to death on the battlefield? Snotty brat. Have I ever given anyone a reason to call me a coward? Alright, Krieger, let it go. Hold your horses, you two flit. Calm down. How come you know so many languages? Just had to learn them. Many archival records exist only in Frisian or in the temple tongue. Being knowledgeable is always useful. As for courage, you either have it or you don't. You won't know it until you need it. Alright, Krieger, you said something about Berserk? You see, the monster just etched a sign on the gate and vanished. Then the bell started ringing and it went all topsy-turvy. People got to their feet and began to beat the living daylights out of each other. Some skedaddled and others took up arms. Some folks just used bare hands. Me and Fisk ran for it, but that didn't go quite well. Even the guys we knew were lunging at us like furious beasts. We wanted to avoid killing them, of course, but the way things were, we had to fight our way to the stables, and then we found these lads. I see. It's starting to make sense. The plague leaves a mark, which makes you go berserk, but it doesn't always work. Perhaps some have inner strength and they resist, or maybe Strixes have got something to do with it. Mark's got not a death sentence then if you resist it. Well, things are looking up, boys. That's something to drink to. Alright, let's get out of town. Everybody on your horses. Damn, I almost forgot. The people didn't go mad immediately after the monster left his sign on the gate. First, a merchant rode through the square in a flying gallop. It's a miracle he didn't trample somebody. He pulled the control lever and slid something between the leaves, opened him up, and off he went. All by himself, and here I thought he was a good-for-nothing wuss. Surely you know him. Short beard, always smiling. Shop near the town hall. Good drinking buddy, if you ask me. Rask. So he managed to get out of town. Is the gate still open then? Nah, the people were going berserk already. Some of the guards went after the Rask fellow, and then the gate slammed shut. Nobody held it open. So it's possible to open the gate after all. Alright, gather everybody, Krieger, and let's go. We need to get out of town. Tanner, surely you don't want to change your mind? I am too old to change my mind, Master. May the gods grant you a smooth road. Farewell. As you wish. Everybody follow me and Krieger. Tenor, open up the gate. You stop in the town square near the gate, dismount and peek around the corner. The ground before the gate is littered with corpses. Beside them, guards shuffle about, scratching their necks and growling now and then. They have weapons at the ready. The incessant ringing of the bell makes you squirm as you examine the gate. There's some kind of mark on it, and the square is full of abandoned carts, baskets, and crates. And corpses. There's no way you can ride through on horseback. Your company waits for your decision. Turning to face the rest. Do you realize what's going on? Well, shall we try to break through? What do you mean, break through? Are you out of your freaking mind, Thorn? I know these guys, every single one of them. See that redhead? You know him too. He was a young lad when he came to me, what, 15 years ago and wanted to be a guard? And he did. Do you suggest we haul our horses over the wall instead? I know all these guys too. See the woman lying over there by the barn? That's his mother. And who do you think hacked her down? These are not the people we know, Krieger. I'm not quite myself when I'm drunk either, so... Should I be killed then? How do you know this can't be reversed? Do what you will, Captain, but I won't lead an attack on my own men. Can you see the dead buried under their feet? Those are our lads too. Alright, screw you, I'll give the order. How are they so organized? Could it be that they serve the Reaper now and are bound by his will? Ancient manuscripts don't mention anything about it. However, they do say that each reaping is different. The Reaper could have invented something new. Rask had mentioned something like this as well. You discussed the reaping with Rask? Sometimes. You don't know history if you don't know the reapings. They direct its course, even if they've only happened twice. Who knew it would come back? In the absence of other explanations, we'll have to go with this one. Wonder why he sealed the gate. The Reapers are like children, very cruel children, pitting people against each other just to see what's going to happen. Like playthings. It's what Father said anyways. Is your father a temple servant by any chance? A royal scribe, but I didn't want to be a scribe. I wanted to become a warrior, so I ran away from the capital. Well, consider your wish fulfilled. I had hoped it had lost its glamour, and will soon in any case. Alright, so it's enough thinking. Time for action. We can't attack their ranks directly, so we'll have to split up. Some of you are going to have to join the fight, but others will have to get around the fight and reach the gate. Why would we split? It's much better to stay together. And what if these crazies get reinforcements while we're busy fighting? I don't care about winning, I just want to get out alive. How do we open the gate? It's sealed by the sign. If Rask manages somehow, then so can we. On your guard. You there, follow me. The rest, over to the gate. Ooh, we get to pick our party. So we've got... He's injured. I wonder if not putting him in the party will help him get uninjured. Like, how do I uninjure him? So he's got high loyalty, he's got average loyalty, he's got average loyalty. I think we do need a tank, so I'm going to put him in. I think that morale is low. Oh, goody. Fisk doesn't appear to be that good. He's got high attack, low health, and high energy. So he's kind of a movement character. He looks like an archer, so we'll bring him along. And we'll bring one spearman. We'll leave Hode and Sop out of it for right now. Sop looks like he's a tank, but he doesn't deal much damage. Yeah. What does that do? Is that like to commence the fight? No, that's to commence the fight. What does that do? Oh, it's the camping menu where I can change people's stuff around when they level up and whatnot. Okay, that makes sense to me then. I know where a thing is. Let's go ahead and give this a go. I don't know if I picked the right party, but it's early on in the game, so I'm assuming they aren't going to kick me in the balls too hard this early on in the game. I've been wrong about that, though. The Banner Saga could be nasty vicious in the beginning of the game if you weren't careful. There were some fights in that game that just drove me nuts trying to bang my... I think the last boss of the first Banner Saga... God, I think I must have recorded that fight like 1,000 times. It drove me nuts. Alright, so it's our turn. That guy has a shield. With our superior numbers, though, so what do you do? I'm fine with our positioning. Actually, no, I'm not. Never mind. Move the swordsmen around. Get the archers in behind people with shields. And so let's have a central vanguard right here. We'll have spearmen and archers back behind in a single column. There we go. Alright, so the cards that we've drawn. I don't know what any of those cards are. We'll have to take a look at them in a minute. So what kind of accuracy do you have? You have shot. So you can fire at 2 of them. Either him or him. Okay. He's got Dead Shot, which costs him 12 health, but that's basically 50% of his health. He's got Exhausting Shot, which is on cooldown right now, and he's got Dodge. Let's go ahead and we'll start spreading some ass whoopings around. Go ahead and focus on his health first. God, that archery animation. I love it! This game's animations are so good. Oh, he burned something on us. What did he do? Did he use a card? Am concerned. So let's say that I want you to shoot. He's got to move to right there in order to shoot. But he can shoot from right here if he does that. Yeah, go ahead and just shoot from right here. We got to eliminate enemies. That was a big part of Banner Saga, is that you really wanted to get rid of enemies as fast as possible so that you could have everybody focus fire on the big target once you got further in. We should be able to make a blockade right here and make our stand with the spearmen on the right to hold the flank. That's my estimate anyways, and that's kind of what I'm angling towards. No, do not do that. What abilities do you have? Furious Strike and Onslaught. So Onslaught stuns the target, pushes him back by 2 tiles. Yeah, go ahead and get in there. There you go, that's what I'm talking about. He's got a little bit of armor though, so we're not dealing damage about as fast as I would want to. My real goal here is to force half their party to spend energy going all the way around the sides trying to get after us. That's largely what I'm trying to do here. So he can attack from right there. It's going to cost him a little bit of energy. How much damage does he do? He does 17? Good lord, fool. That's incredible. Yeah, go do 17 damage. God, how does he deal so much damage? He's a beast. I think we found our games, Orlando. I think we found our games, Orlando. So I'm going to need you. 7 damage and increases your defense. Yeah, go ahead and do that. I'm going to need you. Well, that wasn't exactly what I was going for. So what I've learned is don't trust the auto move. Do the movement yourself. And so I'm going to move her over to there. And now that we've got a grid that we're holding, go ahead and finish him off. Alright, so there's one down. We've already eliminated one of our enemies. She got some health back from doing that. This guy's probably going to waste his turn trying to get into range. And burning all of his stamina. She's been knocked down. But it's the beginning of a new round, which means... Yeah, go ahead and do that. Wipe him out. I don't want him getting a counterattack on my spearman. So that's good. She's going to be taking double damage, though, so we got to watch out for that. That's straight troublesome. Luckily, most of these enemies are boxed in, and they're not going to be able to do much to, like, move themselves around. So really, the only thing we have to worry about is the one big hit from right there. You go ahead and hit him with a parry attack. Work on his stamina, please. He's going to take a little bit more damage. Hopefully they activate... I was hoping they would activate him first, but... Alright, you're up. Go ahead and finish him off. Yeah, go ahead and use the 14 health. You'll get health back for killing him, I think, so... Yeah, you heal slightly when you kill people. So it seems to me that you only want to use attacks that spend HP if it's on, like, the final hit. Little bit of damage out right there. Let's go ahead and give some back. That's what I'm talking about. We'll move this archer down to here, rotate, and kill him if we can. 15 damage on that swing, but he used up a whole bunch of his goodies. His armor is also pretty bad right now. Nice. There it is. I like the combat in this game. I like the combat system. Oof. Yeah, go ahead and run defense just in case he tries to do something gangster again. But I don't really have anybody to move right now. Realistically, I need to get somebody in a position to block him, but it ain't happening. So for 7 health, he can do an onslaught. Stuns him and pushes him back. I don't think that's going to help too much. Oh, he survived it by 1 because of that defensive boost that I gave him. Okay. If you've got anything big, I strongly suggest you do it right now. Yeah, do it. Push him back. Oh, really? He can act multiple times? Oh. Well, that's just problematic. That's actually troublesome. So the game actually has combat that's a little bit more like, I don't know if you guys remember that game Bedlam. So Bedlam had the same combat system where you get down to one last guy and he gets to act every single time that you act or whatever. That's a little bit rough, and that actually changes your priority. You don't want to leave the biggest guy for last to focus fire. So normally in a game like this, you would want to kill the little guys first, then you focus fire the big guy once you've got all the minions and things out of the way. And that's essentially how you would go, because then you could overpower the big guy once you get rid of his support troops. With the game doing what it's doing right now, that means you actually want to kill the big guy first, and you want to focus on the little minions later so that it minimizes the amount of damage that you take once the little guy, the minion or whatever, is getting his turn every single time that you're doing your stuff. So anyways, we'll move here over to here. We'll throw out a little bit of damage right there. It's definitely possible we might lose somebody. Yeah. It's a little bit more damage than I wanted to take right there. That's okay. It's just a learning curve adjustment because I didn't realize that that was going to happen. I wasn't paying attention in the last combat. If I was, I would have noticed that that was what was occurring, but it's okay. When the fight is over, you notice more guards with their weapons drawn in a nearby alley, and you run to the gate. Why isn't it open yet? You want to go through this again? Krieger kicks the sealed gate in fury. Shit! Bloody Rast did it somehow. Think quickly. What can we use? You recall Krieger's story. Rast swipes something along the slit between the leaves. Grab whatever you can and try it against the gate. Jewelry, amulets, weapons, whatever. Quickly, damn you. We're about to be attacked. The mad guards lunge at you. You draw your blade, leaving some of your companions by the gate. You have to fight again. Oof. Well, my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here for another episode of Ash of Gods. I appreciate you stopping in. We had a little bit of a tactical failure right there, but we'll fix it. We'll figure it out. Now that I know that I have to account for that, it'll go a little bit better in the future. I will see you all later. If you want to get the game, it's down below in the description. You can purchase it there. My name is Splattercat. I show off indie games every single day on the internet, and if you like what I do, consider liking the video. It helps out more than you know, and it only takes a second. I will see you all later. Thank you for stopping on in, and hi-do, everybody.